What's up everybody, Ferens here, and I wanted to go over the crystal system with everybody real quick. Just go through the levels, the farming process, and a few of the questions that we get asked quite often in the Discord. So, start off, crystals are what you slot into your items. They're used to give some bonuses, give some special attributes depending on their rarity, and just like weapon types, they come in all rarities. Their shape depends on the armor type that you're going to use. And so if you're in the first tier, you're going to be using bar, then it goes triangle, square, diamond, octagonal. So there's going to be two ways of finding these crystals. You're either going to be in the dungeon, farming them off with mobs, just hoping that they drop and that they drop the good rarity that you want with the good stats that you want, or you can farm them above ground. You get the chance to farm them through your survival skills under the farming and cooking tree. It's the third from the tree of the compost, and it's going to take compost as well as crystals. So you're going to want to have a good source of food beforehand, as well as having a good stash of crystals. And once you have both of those, you can start farming up. Usually you'll start doing this around Nightmare once you have your ho 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 ho. Okay, I probably won't do that ever again, but I might accidentally forget and do that again. I'm so sorry, not ready. And once you have your hoe, oh my gosh, there we go. And so once you have your hoe, you can dig and plant as many crops as you have seeds for, which gives you all the compost you need, and you can start farming up your crystal stock. So, I have a few of these prepared already. There's the bar, there's the triangle, there's the square, there's the diamond, and there's the octagonal. And you just plant them just like any other plant. It takes a dirt mound, and these ones can actually be planted at any season. The other thing to consider when you're planting these is that your magic find at the time you plant them is what determines their rarity. So, if I want to make sure that these are as rare as possible, I could have a set of gear dedicated entirely to magic find to really optimize all of this. But I haven't got that far yet, so let's go ahead and just plant all of these. Now these can be planted at any season. It can be spring, it can be summer, it can be winter, it can be autumn. I apparently skipped that one. And they'll grow, so if you have like space and compost to spare during the winter season, during your first winter, then just throw all this in there and start getting some crystals for your stock. Another thing to consider is that you'll need to be near the workbench to craft these, and it's also a good source of just crystal shards, because the bar crystal only takes 5 to generate, and you're going to be getting more out of it than before. You could actually use it as a process to just get more and more shards for your rune words or whatever else you're going to be using it for. So I'm just going to go ahead and wait for these to regrow, and I'll catch you back in a minute. Alright, so after 2 days, the crystal... let's zoom in on this here. Hang on. Let's get a closer look here. Alright, so 2 days of growth, and the crystal crops are here. Looks like we've got 2 rares, a couple uncommon, and a normal. So no uniques or exceptionals, although those do crop up. Haha. If you're lucky. So let's go ahead and harvest them all. You can't always press E on them, but avoid that because that will turn them into shards directly. You can do this on the greens. If there's going to be a bunch of greens, you can not have your inventory full of that and just turn them into shards straight away and focus on the ones that you want yourself. Looks like I didn't get enough ID scrolls, so let's go ahead and make a couple of those. Where are you? Hello, hello, darling. Alright, and let's see what we actually got. A couple of these are already identified, so we just need this one. Now, as you can see, the item level is actually the same as my own level, no matter which crystal I created. So you don't have to worry about using the bulb for the bar. What was I saying? You don't have to worry about using the bulb for the bar crystal when you're level 60. It'll be whatever level you're using. Actually, that's a lot of attack power. That's actually pretty good on its own. But at this stage, I'm looking for more. So here's some extra grit, some extra cold and fire damage. Yeah, all of them pretty good. But not actually what I'm looking for in general. This one, minimum damage, that's always great for digging, but it's the only stat on here. Meh, whatever. And this one is much more interesting. It's got both hit points, which based on what I have right here, that's like 10% more life, more than 10% more life. It's more like 15%. Holy crap. As well as the minimum damage, which will affect my pickaxe damage, as well as my overall hit damage. And finally we have some grit, which is armor, which is rarely as good as having just straight up flat armor, but it's a fun stat to have. Magic Find, so I could hold on to that one if I wanted to for some Magic Find gear, as well as Life Regen, which Life Regen isn't that great. So all in all, out of these crystals, we got this one that's interesting, the square one, the... yeah, this one's interesting for the Magic Find, and this one just for the flat attack power. Undead damage isn't bad either, but I've already moved on to my triangle crystals. So there you go. Brief, quick overview of the crystal farming and what you can get out of it. Magic Find, when you're identifying it, shouldn't affect the rolls itself, because Magic Find only affects how items drop or how your bulbs are planted. It shouldn't affect the rolls itself, and that's about it. As always, play the way you want to play. If you don't have fun farming and you'd rather spend your time down in the dungeon, by all means go that route, farm those monsters, have fun killing them. But if you enjoy just farming up your time, you got tons of plants to plant, and you just want to already have a stacked set and ready to go when you get in there, then this is another good route. Probably pretty good for hardcore as well, because you can keep yourself safe while you get your gear up, and it's a good way to kill time, I guess. But yeah, however you feel like playing, do that. I hope you continue to enjoy the game. This was Farron's, and I hope you have a wonderful time.